Hey there, Pats Nation. Let's get right into our first rumor. Did the Patriots not reach out to Richard Sherman? We're getting this one 5 Lombardi trophies, and this is an interesting one. Apparently, Richard Sherman wanted to play with Tom Brady, and it was a rumor that he actually could have come and signed with the Patriots, but the Patriots didn't even call his agent, and Richard Sherman ended up signing a 3-year, $39 million deal with the 49ers. It's really like a 1-year, $7 million deal with a lot of incentives and a lot of money in the back end of the deal, but he did want to play with Tom Brady, and the Patriots didn't even talk to him. I guess the Patriots weren't interested in the 29-year-old coming off the Achilles injury, but hey, I thought he would have made a great number 2 corner next to Stephon Gilmore. That would have made for one heck of a secondary. But welcome into Patriots Report, everyone. I'm your host, Harris Rubenstein. We're presented by Game Time today, but let's get into our rumor explainer so you guys know what these Lombardi trophies mean. 1 Lombardi trophy, we're on to Cincinnati. It's fake news. We don't need to think about it. It didn't even happen. 2 Lombardi trophies, it's Ted Wells level. There's a very little truth in it, not a lot going on, a lot more to see there. 3 Lombardi trophies, we'll see. About a 50-50 shot, could go either way, strictly in the rumor category. 4 Lombardi trophies, it's pretty likely. Give it about a 75% chance that this one had happened or is going to happen. And then 5 Lombardi trophies, this is 100%. Count the rings, baby. This has happened. Let's get into number 2. Did the Patriots acquire Danny Shelton? This is an easy 5 Lombardi trophy, and I absolutely love this move. This is exactly what the Patriots need in the middle of their defense. You stick him next to Malcolm Brown, and all of a sudden you have a great 1-2 combo in your run game. He's basically the 24-year-old replacement for Alan Branch. They only traded away a 2019 third-round pick, and they even got a 5th-round pick back this year along with Danny Shelton. So I think it's a great trade for the Patriots. He doesn't rush the passer at all. He's not really an up-the-field penetrator, but he's a great run stuffer. He usually absorbs a lot of double teams. I think he's going to be a great fit. And now Brian Flores' defense, which we'll get to later. Let's go to number 3. Was Aqib Talib open to a Patriots reunion? We're going to give this one 4 Lombardi trophies. I'm not going to go all the way and give this one a 5. We know he was interested in playing with Bill Belichick. However, whether or not the Patriots were actually 100% interested in him was another story, but there was interest in there. Apparently, Talib wanted to play for Bill Belichick or Wade Phillips. He ended up getting traded to the LA Rams for a 5th-round pick. He is 32 years old, but he would have been a nice number 2 corner. That's about where he is now, but I think it would have been a nice addition for the Patriots. So they so far missed out on the top 2 corners on the market in Aqib Talib and Richard Sherman, at least the ones that have come out recently. Trumaine Johnson is still in the market as well, but we'll get into him later. Welcome to Patriots Report, everyone. I'm your host, Harris Rubenstein. We're presented by Game Time today, but we'll get to them a little bit later. But let's get right back into our rumors. And we go to number 4. Is Brian Flores going to call the plays on defense? We're getting this one 5 Lombardi trophies, but there's a trick here. So we know that Matt Patricia is now with the Lions, so the Patriots do not have a defensive coordinator, but they're not going to have a defensive coordinator at all next season. So they did this with Matt Patricia when he became the defensive coordinator, that he's just going to call plays. So he is going to be the head of the defense. He will still obviously call a lot of plays. He did call all the red zone defenses this year, but he won't actually be given the title of defensive coordinator. He'll be given a year to kind of learn and understand how the responsibilities of that role works, and then be given the title of it next year, unless he becomes a head coach. And obviously he had the interviews with the Arizona Cardinals this offseason, but the Patriots have done this with multiple coordinators before. Like I said, they've already done this with Matt Patricia. They did this with Josh McDaniels on the offensive side as well. So this isn't out of the ordinary, and actually this is what Bill Parcells did to Bill Belichick back when he was with the New York Giants. So carrying over from the big tuna over to New England. Let's go to number 5 of the Patriots keeping Kenny Britt. A lot of 5 Lombardi trophies today. We're also going to give this one 5. They are bringing him back. A surprise to me. I thought that Kenny Britt was going to be on his way out, but I guess they're going to keep him. And the only really reason I can kind of come up with, they really need the size on the perimeter. One of the shortest wide receiver cores in the entire NFL if you take out Kenny Britt. They actually don't have a receiver of over 6 foot without Kenny Britt on the entire team. So very needed to have a little bit of size on the perimeter with a guy that isn't Rob Gronkowski. He'll make about $1.5 million next year, and they picked up his team option. So I guess a good addition. We'll see if he can bring a little bit more to the table this year than he did last year through the last half of the season. Let's go to number 6. Did Martellus and Michael Bennett want to play for the Patriots? We're going to give this one 3 Lombardi trophies. It was only reported once by Ian Rappaport that apparently Michael and Martellus Bennett wanted to team up on the Patriots and were quote-unquote going nuts over the possibility. Now, the Patriots did make an offer for Michael Bennett before the Philadelphia Eagles were able to snag him. They did call the Seattle Seahawks and pose a better offer than what the Eagles ended up getting Michael Bennett for, but at that point, the Seahawks were kind of they already had a verbal agreement with the Philadelphia Eagles, and they didn't want to go against that. The Patriots said, it's okay, we get it, and they moved on. The Patriots were actually planning on keeping Martellus Bennett if they were able to get Michael, but now that obviously both of them have moved on, they probably aren't going to have any Bennett brothers next season. Let's get into rumor number 7. Are the Patriots bracing to lose Nate Solder? We're going to keep this one with 3 Lombardi trophies so far. It's still about a 50-50 shot over whether or not the Patriots are going to lose Nate Solder. I think they're going to end up bringing him back. I think he could get a lot of money on the open market. But at the same time, I think the familiarity and kind of the same reason that Josh McDaniels wanted to stay in New England. Look, Nate Solder has raised his entire family there. He's had a kid there. His kid has gone through cancer there, as has he. So I think his connection with New England is very, very strong. I think he wants to stay with the team. But again, he's going to get about $12 million on the open market. I think Houston would be a big-time option for him. He gets to go play for Bill O'Brien. And they also have one of the best pediatric hospitals in the entire world, which is actually one of the reasons why Bill O'Brien chose to become the head coach of the Houston Texans. So there are a lot of different connections there, but I still think that Nate Solder will end up coming back to the Patriots. Let's go to number 8. Do the Patriots want Trumaine Johnson? So this was a rumor by Pat's Pulpit, the SB Nation blog for the Patriots. They usually have some good stuff, but we're only going to give this one 2 Lombardi trophies. Why would the Patriots sign Trumaine Johnson? That just kind of goes against just really everything that they do. Why would they give money to Trumaine Johnson if they didn't pay Malcolm Butler? He would be a very expensive number 2 corner. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. The similar defenses aren't there. I'd put this probability at about 10% that they even end up signing him. But we're going to give the rumor 2 Lombardi trophies because they might be a little interested in him, but I would not expect to see Trumaine Johnson in a Patriots jersey next season. Let's go to rumor number 9. Are the Patriots giving Mike Gillislee another shot? As of right now, and according to the Boston Globe, we're giving this one 5 Lombardi trophies. They're at least going to give him another shot up until training camp. So he's going into training camp as the #1 running back for the early down role. I don't really know how valuable that is. He is 27 years old, but at the same time, he was bad last year. Let's be totally honest, guys. Mike Gillislee did almost nothing for them last year. He was a healthy scratch for many games throughout the entire season. I don't think he's going to make it out of training camp next year. The Patriots do like what they have in him. They like how his analytics kind of shape up with their offense, about how he's great with short yardage downs as well as at the red zone. So we'll see if they're able to bring him back. But at the same time, I don't think Mike Gillislee is going to be on the 53 going into next season. Let's get into rumor number 10. So these are our Tom versus Time kind of media news roundup, as the last episode called The End Game of Tom versus Time released today. And we're going to start with probably the most interesting of the stuff that came out of that. Did Tom Brady think his career was over after his thumb injury? We're giving this one 5 Lombardi trophies. Not safe for work. Watch out for this photo. This is pretty gruesome. So we finally have the picture of what Tom Brady's thumb looked like after the injury. That is gross. I have a pretty hard stomach. I'm not going to vomit on air or anything, but that's pretty gruesome, and I could probably understand as to why he thought his career was over. Apparently, it almost cut a couple of tendons in his thumb as well, and he said, like I said, that he thought it was going to be the end of his career. Thank God it wasn't. You can actually see in the Tom versus Time video that they're doing acupuncture, or him and Guerrero are doing acupuncture on his thumb injury. So he has all these little needles coming out of his hand with this huge gash. It's gross. You watch the scene, but don't watch it multiple times. It's not worth your time. Let's get into rumor number 11. So this wasn't from Tom versus Time. I lied. This was actually from Tom's GMA appearance this morning on Good Morning America, for those that don't know what GMA is. Brady is actually trying to get Michael Strahan to come back for the Patriots. We're giving this one 5 Lombardi trophies, but his attempts were absolutely futile, which you probably could have deduced by yourself. Michael Strahan says that he loves his current job and might get in trouble if he actually considers the idea. But Brady was on GMA this morning. He gave a great interview talking about his season, the Tom versus Time documentary, and really opening himself up in a more public way than he has in the past as an athlete. It was a really cool appearance for him, one of his more public outings in a long time, but still was a pretty funny thing to see him try to recruit Michael Strahan to play for the Pats. Let's get into our last rumor of the day. Did Brady and Gronk talk after the AFC Championship game? So this might seem like a duh. You know, of course they talked after the AFC Championship game, but the quotes that came out of this was much more interesting. So we're giving this one 5 Lombardi trophies. This was also coming from Tom versus Time. So Brady called Gronk while he was still in the trainer's room, you know, dealing with the concussion. And this was probably my favorite part of the whole thing. The first thing that Brady said to Gronk was, quote, "It was a bleep miracle that we won that game without you." So I think we can all agree that it was a little bit of a miracle that they were able to take down one of the best defenses in the NFL without their best player on offense outside of Brady. But Gronk did say that he was feeling better when he was in the training room, and obviously we know that Gronk returned to play in the Super Bowl. But a very interesting Tom versus Time last episode, so if you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out on Facebook Watch. While you're at it, give the New England Patriots by Chat Sports page a like as well. All of your best Patriots content is on Facebook.